Hey, when you picture a brain cell, a neuron, what pops into your head? Probably some little star-shaped thing with a long tail, right? Well, what if I told you that's just one character in a whole cast of differently shaped cells? So today, we're going to dive into the incredible variety of neuron shapes and why their form is the key to, well, everything they do.
So let's just start with that big question. Are all brain cells the same? And the answer is a huge, resounding no, not even close. Our nervous system isn't like some factory just pumping out identical parts. It's more like a super high-tech workshop, crafting these specialized, custom tools for very, very specific jobs.
And that right there, that's the core idea for this whole explainer. In the world of neurons, shape is everything. A neuron's physical form, how many branches it has, where they are, it directly determines what that neuron does and how it talks to other cells. In short, form follows function. All right, so let's meet our first and probably most famous character. This is the neuron you almost certainly already know, the multipolar neuron. This is the true workhorse of our central nervous system. Its structure is kind of the classic blueprint. It has one single long output cable, that's the axon, which sends signals out. And then, on the receiving end, it's got at least two, but usually way more, branching inputs called dendrites. This whole design makes it an absolute master at pulling in and processing tons of information.
And yeah, because it is by far the most common type of neuron we have, it's become the poster child for all brain cells. It's the one we always see in textbooks, the one that kind of forms the basis of how we think about neurons. But as we're about to see, it is only the beginning of the story.
Okay, so now let's turn to the specialists. These are the neurons that are dedicated to bringing information in from the outside world, our sensory messengers, and each one is perfectly shaped for its very unique task.
First up, we have the bipolar neuron, and its structure is it's beautifully simple and efficient. The cell body sits right there in the middle, with a single dendrite reaching out to grab a signal, and a single axon on the exact opposite side to pass it along. It's a perfect, direct, linear pathway.
And what's so fascinating is where you find these guys. They're only in these highly specialized sensory spots, like the retina of your eye, the lining of your nose for smell, and your inner ear for hearing and balance. Their direct line structure is absolutely perfect for sending pure, uncorrupted sensory data with incredible speed. That is form following function, right there.
Okay, next up in our sensory lineup is the unipolar neuron. And this one has a really clever design. A single stalk comes out from the cell body, and then it just splits in two, making a kind of T-shape. It's a really unique and incredibly efficient structure for long-distance communication.
These are the neurons that tell you you've just touched something hot. One super long branch goes all the way out to the periphery, like your fingertip, and the other branch heads straight for the central nervous system. This shape allows for an uninterrupted, lightning-fast message that just screams, "Hot, pull away!" It's a direct, life-saving line from your body straight to your brain.
So let's just put them side by side for a second. And when you do, the key difference just pops right out, doesn't it? The bipolar neuron has two distinct arms coming right off the cell body. But the unipolar? Just one stalk that then splits. It's a subtle change in design, but it allows for totally different jobs in the nervous system.
Okay, so we've seen neurons with one axon, all of them, expertly designed for sending signals out. But what if a neuron broke the most fundamental rule? What about a neuron with no axon at all? I mean, how would that even work? How could it possibly send a message?
Well, it's time to meet the most unusual member of our cast, the Anaxonic neuron. It's not a long-distance broadcaster, no. Think of it more like a local manager, subtly influencing the conversation that's happening right there around it.
And just look at this thing's structure. It's so strange and fascinating. Anaxonic literally means without an axon. So instead of a distinct output cable, it just has this starburst of dendrites. It's pretty much impossible to tell which branch is for receiving and which is for sending, because it seems to do both, all over its surface.
So how does it work? Well, this neuron doesn't shout by firing off those big all-or-nothing electrical signals we call action potentials. Instead, it whispers. It just finely regulates the electrical activity of its immediate neighbors. It's more like a dimmer switch than an on-off button, modulating the flow of information in really complex ways.
All right, let's bring it all together now. We've met four very different characters, right? Each one with a unique shape, perfectly sculpted for a unique job. And now we can really see how they all fit together into one cohesive, brilliantly designed system.
So here it is, our whole cast of neurons all in one place. You've got the multipolar, that's our common integrator, then the bipolar, the specialist for our key senses, the unipolar, the general messenger from all over the body, and finally, the Anaxonic, our quiet, local influencer. See, each one is a master of its craft, and its form totally defines its function.
And you know, that really is the big takeaway here. It's not just about having brain cells, it's about having the right brain cells in the right place with the right shape for the job. This amazing diversity is the very foundation of every single thought, feeling, and action that our nervous system can produce.
So that leaves us with one final and I think really fascinating question. We know form follows function. So as we keep exploring the nervous system in more and more detail, what other specialized neuron shapes are just waiting out there to be discovered? What new forms will we find, and what incredible new functions will they reveal about how we work?